The wait is over.
The most awaited PACO Photography Contest 2025 officially begins. Show us the roads, bridges, air and seaports, green energy, and technology that shape our economy. This contest is open to all Filipino photographers, professionals, and amateurs aged 16 and above. Big prizes to be given away.
100,000 pesos each for conventional category. 50,000 pesos each for mobile category. 50,000 pesos each for the drone category.
Photos must be taken anywhere in the Philippines from September 17th, 2024 to July 31st, 2025. Submission period is from February 1st to July 31st, 2025. This is your chance to showcase your skill by featuring Philippine infrastructure for economic development. For more info, visit www.pagcor.ph/photocon2025 or call 02-852-11542, local 1529 or 1530. Be updated. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Your shot, our future. PACO Photography Contest 2025.
Friday basketball tips off here in the PACO Arena in the city of Manila as the Sinag Liga Asya DOJ Interagency Cup 2025 brings us another triple header. First up, it's the Bi-Sentinels looking to bounce back after a tough loss, while the PPA-Redeemers are still searching for that elusive first win. Desperation meets determination. Will BI get back on track, or can PPA finally break through? The action just about to tip off, taking a look at Christopher De Lucas, 11 points with 8 rebounds and an assist in that loss versus the PAO defenders. Strong rebounding and efficient inside scoring coming from the big men of this Bi-Sentinels team. Christopher De Lucas sporting that headband, and he's going to be looking for a big game today against the opposing side, the PPA-Redeemers, led by Jonathan Lilio. 21.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. A high-volume shooter, struggled with efficiency, but was the team's main scorer in that loss versus the OSG Patriots. Tingnan nga natin our triple header for today. It's the Bi-Sentinels versus the PPA-Redeemers at 4 p.m. Meanwhile, the Titulados going up against the Safekeepers at 6 p.m. And then our final game of the day, it's NBI against the Defenders at 8 p.m. Hey, good afternoon and welcome to all the basketball fans watching out there. Aaron D joined by Coach Anton De Los Reyes as my analyst. And Coach Anton, tatlong laro na naman tayo ngayon, so it's gonna be a pretty long time na magkasama tayo ulit dito.
Not complaining, but good afternoon to all the viewers na patuloy na tumatangkilik sa Sinag Liga Asya DOJ Interagency Secretaries Cup Basketball Tournament. Great to be working again with you, Aaron.
And always great to be working with Coach Anton as well. Pero paano natin kakalimutan, Coach Anton, the third member of our panel? That's Miss Flo Del Aguas, our courtside reporter for today. So Flo, good to have you with us for these 3 games again.
Good afternoon, Aaron and Coach Anton, and I'm also glad to be part of your team once again as both of these teams have the chance to bounce back. Last time nga na magkakasama tayo, we also witnessed how both the Bi-Sentinels and the PPA-Redeemers fought until the last minute in their close matches. So definitely, dala-dala nila yung panghihinayang and hope to translate that into encouragement for today's match. More of those stories para sa ating basketball fans mula dito sa PACO Arena. But in the meantime, I hope you are also well. Aaron and Coach Anton.
And thanks for that, Flo. Aabangan natin yung mga report ni Miss Flo Del Agua later during the game. But for the meantime, pag-usapan natin our social media pages at Facebook and Instagram at Sinag Liga Asya. You can find all the updates there as well as on YouTube and TikTok at Sinag Liga TV. So hit that like, hit that follow, hit that share button. And when you're done with that, let's talk about it. The team standings. Nasaan ba yung maglalaban-laban in this game? Pati na rin yung mga teams on the upper and lower levels of our tournament, Coach Anton.
So you see here, ang Bureau of Immigration Sentinels, they are at 4-1. At ang PPA-Redeemers naman at 0-6, still looking for that first win in our tournament.
And it's gonna be a big one for the PPA-Redeemers. Can they finally get that elusive first win para sa kanila? But for the meantime, pag-usapan natin our game story for today. And that's a dry spell as both of these teams nga came off a loss in their last one, Coach Anton.
So we talked about it. Last game, the Sentinels, they lost to the PPA-Defenders habang ito namang Redeemers still looking for that first win at 0-6.
Yep, that was a tough loss as well from the Bi-Sentinels, losing against the PPA-Defenders 49-63. Meanwhile, the PPA-Redeemers losing against OSG 61-74. So both of them really trying to get that win today. But for the meantime, let's give it over to our courtside reporter, Miss Flo Del Agua, for a short pregame report.
Salamat muli, gentlemen. Mga kasinag, it is a brand new era nga para sa Bi-Sentinels after suffering their first loss here in our tournament. Para daw sa kanila, this is simply a wake-up call para makorek ang kanilang mistakes if they want to be a better team papasok ng ating playoffs. Meanwhile, for the PPA-Redeemers, their previous loss taught them how to operate without their key player and main rebounder, Michael Aribal. Dahil nga napaaga ang kanyang foul trouble last game, they had to explore certain rotations. But for today, he is coming back down na stronger and more careful to hopefully contradict their dry spell and clinch their first win dito sa ating liga. Mga kasinag, yan ang unang laro natin for today, kaya wag na nating patagalin pa. Coming up, the first of our triple header will be between the Bi-Sentinels and the PPA-Redeemers. Kaya para ipakilala ang ating starters for this match, here's our game announcer, the one and only Ram Valid.
And we are back on the live basketball action inside the PACO Arena, the city of Manila. Good afternoon, mga kasinag, and welcome to SLI DOJ Interagency Basketball Tournament. This is presented to you by Sinag Liga Asya and the Department of Justice. Co-presented by Okada Manila and Hotel 101 Global. You can also catch live action at Sinag Liga Asya official FB page and YouTube channel at Sinag Liga TV. Broadcast partners, Blast TV, Top Sports, and Cable Link. Powered by SLA Sports Production and Converge. Our first match on the Friday triple header games is the battle between Bi-Sentinels and PPA-Redeemers. And now let's meet the starters for both teams. First for your Bi-Sentinels. Point guard number 27, Merwin Guzman. Shooting guard number 6, Jairi Oliveros. Small forward number 16, Rendell C. Power forward number 10, RB Bitero. And center number 0, Chris De Lucas. Bi-Sentinels led by Coach L.A. Tolentino. Assistant coaches, Johan Bautista and Anthony Cabrera. And now let's meet the starters for your PPA-Redeemers. Starting at guard, number 6, Joey Erneller. Shooting guard, number 8, Zer Balagon. Small forward, number 13, Neil Jimenez. The other forward, number 29, Mike Aribal. And center, number 55, Jeff Concepcion. Head coach for PPA-Redeemers is Freddy Aquino, assisted by Jojo Hernale. Game officials are Erson Birds Isuga, Dennis Stalling, Elgar Escaros, and Joey Colendres.
Checking out the team starters, the Bi-Sentinels go with Guzman, Oliveros, De Lucas, Vitero, and C. Meanwhile, PPA has Hernale, Balagot, Concepcion, Jimenez, and Aribal. Hey, good afternoon and welcome to all the basketball fans watching on our Facebook and YouTube live streams. Live po kami dito in the PACO Arena in the city of Manila. And once again, makakasama niyo po kaming tatlo. Aaron D. joined by Coach Anton de los Reyes as the analyst for today. And Miss Flo Del Agua as our courtside reporter. And they get the opening score, the Bi-Sentinels. Pag-usapan muna natin, Coach Anton. This PPA-Redeemers squad still have yet to get their first win in this tournament, and they lost in their last one against the OSG Patriots.
So that game for the OSG Patriots, or between the OSG Patriots, a game of two teams that have yet to get their first win in our tournament. They did lose that, you mentioned that. The keys to winning para dito sa Redeemers, they need to box out gang rebound. They are number 9 in rebounds sa ating tournament, averaging 37 rebounds per game. They also need to take care of the ball more, as they have been turning it over numerous times during their games and in our tournament, and they need better shot selection, only shooting 28% from the field, etong Redeemers.
And that was a tough loss for the Redeemers in that game. Like we mentioned nga, parang championship game na nila yun because two unbeaten teams going at it. Pero sa kabilang panig naman, Coach Anton, the Bi-Sentinels also coming off a loss in their last one against the PAO Defenders, 49-63. Tayo din yung nag-cover nun.
Well, even if they did lose that game back on the 27th of March, keys to winning for them, they need to continue rebounding. They are number 1 in terms of reboundings at 51.6 rebounds per game. Also their defense, they need to continue forcing turnovers. They are number 1 in our tournament at 17 steals per game. And lastly, they need to shoot better from the field. So better setup for the players. 39% lang ang kanilang pinapakita sa ating tournament.
And that was a turnover on the part of the Redeemers. Pag-usapan natin, Coach Anton, dito sa Bi-Sentinel side, of course, we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, Christopher De Lucas, and of course, everyone knows about Nino Hipolito, also had a good game in their last one. Pero para sa iyo, Coach, sino pa ba yung pwedeng mag-step up dito? Sino pa yung pwede nila maging X-factor in this game?
Right, the X-factor that we're going to be talking about is Raymond Tolentino. Initially, I had John Lester De La Cruz, pero yun nga, John Lester De La Cruz not going to be playing today. So we're going to move it to Raymond Tolentino, averaging 6 points per game. He needs to step up in the absence of John Lester De La Cruz. You mentioned si Christopher De Lucas, Nino Hipolito, yan ang mga gumagawa para dito sa Sentinels. Pero syempre, kailangan team effort. No? They need to show, especially itong si Raymond Tolentino, that he can step up in the absence of John Lester De La Cruz.
And syempre, Coach Anton, kung may X-factor itong Bi-Sentinels, hindi naman magpapatalo dyan ang PPA-Redeemers. So, sino yun sa kanila?
So, the X-factor for the Redeemers, you have Michael Aribal. We've talked about him at the top of the broadcast. One of the players that are very, very important and vital to the offense and defense of the Redeemers, averaging 8 points per game, grabbing 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks per ball game. So, he needs to step up sa scoring. No? Yung rebounding, we know he can do that. He'll also defend and give out those good passes, but he needs to up the scoring average.
Meanwhile, Christopher De Lucas getting an and one on the inside. And talking about Aribal, Michael Aribal, he's gonna have his hands full today, having to guard the big men of this Bi-Sentinels. But then, in the meantime, a timeout is called by the PPA-Redeemers. The score 13-0. They still have yet to score a point in this opening period. We would like to thank PACO, one of the sponsors here at Sinag Liga Asya. So maraming salamat po to PACO. Meanwhile, we take a look at Christopher De Lucas on that last play, getting an and one.
No one there to stop Christopher De Lucas on that drive to the basket. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to try to go in front of a freight train in the form of Chris De Lucas.
And coach, just like that, it's a 13-0 start by the Bi-Sentinels.
We were talking about that, the Redeemers yet to score. They got to do a better job at shooting, setting up their teammates for them to be able to get those points on the board.
And a tough loss as well, coming from the PPA-Redeemers na one of their key players actually wanted him to be our live shot earlier. Itong si Eugene Fortich gave them 14 points in that last game and was one of their outside threats nung game na yun.
He did get those three-pointers to go, and at one point had back-to-back three-pointers to start, para dito sa Redeemers. But again, not gonna be, you wanted him to be our focus. Things happen. Can't control that.
But right now, Christopher De Lucas showing us why he was the focus of our pregame. Just feasting inside and once again heading to the free throw line. But De Lucas can't make the first free throw, just like I mentioned earlier in their last game, had 11 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist para kay Chris. Sinking that second one is De Lucas, putting them up 14-0. Hernale hits a steal. Give it up, Guzman. Driving in, leaves it, Oliveros. Look at the passing from the Sentinels.
And that's what we want from them. Better shooting from the field. And this time they are going ahead and doing that here early in the first quarter.
16-0, 5 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. But we have an update from courtside from Ms. Flo Del Agua on Coach Freddie Aquino of the PPA-Redeemers.
Although they have yet to get their first win, ibang klase din naman ang storya ng PPA-Redeemers. Kwento ni head coach Freddie Aquino, before becoming this team's commander, he has been the chief of training sa PPA for 28 long years. Entry level pa lang daw ang mga officers na ito, siya na ang nag-supervise sa kanilang development. So to see them reach these heights despite being winless is already an achievement for a superior like him. It has been all hard for this team. Tama ba, Aaron and Coach Anton?
And thanks for that, Flo. Of course, all hard for this team, just like Joey Hernale, a veteran as well off the court. Itong si Coach Freddie Aquino for the PPA-Redeemers.
Parang father figure na nila si Coach Freddie Aquino because entry level pa nga lang daw. Nakita niya na ang mga players and now they have gone on to have amazing careers for the government dito sa PPA. And not to mention ito, yung mga ligang ganito, he's able to see them and able to play and stay healthy, which is, of course, the #1 thing.
On that other end, Delilio finally opening up the scoring column for the Redeemers. Here comes Hernale. Fakes the pass, shoots it. Can't get it. Meanwhile, the Sentinels, they're running. Give it up, Guzman. Leave it for De Lucas. Gets his own miss and puts it back in.
Strong move by Chris De Lucas. You saw that barreling his way in there, getting that offensive rebound and that stick back.
And the platoon substitution coming in for Coach L.A. Tolentino and the Sentinels. Parang pasarel lang, Coach Anton.
First 5 minutes, no? First 5 minutes. Pagkadating ng second 5, ibang players naman. Parang pasarel indeed ang style ng coach ng Sentinels, Coach L.A. Tolentino.
Nino gives it. Tolentino. That's off. But the Redeemers couldn't corral that ball. It's going back to BI.
Jun Ibanez already had that leather, pero yun nga, napa-outside.
As a three-pointer from Raymond Yambao, drilling it from the corner. Almost a steal. The Redeemers get it back. Hernale gives it up. Lilio. Rebounded by Tolentino. Here they come. Niño's all alone. Hipolito, one dribble to the score.
Nice outlet pass. That was Andrew Harris. Nice eye to spot Nino Hipolito on that leak out.
And it's interesting to see, Coach Anton, that this Bi-Sentinels team, kanina pa yan, since the start of the game, full court press sila agad.
They really want to make a statement. They really want to be able to stamp their class in this ball game early.
But Andrew Harris with a rejection on the inside.
Well, this is like a bounce-back game, as you see on your screen. Head coach Freddy Aquino ng Redeemers.
Hipolito gives it up. Easy layup on the end.
Sharing is caring, Nino Hipolito. He scored a couple of points prior to that shot by Tan. Now giving it up.
That's a steal. Hipolito's running once again. 2-on-1 fast break. Yambao. It's too strong. Hipolito gives it to Harris inside. And they had no choice but to foul Andrew Harris on that play.
Jun Ibanez giving up that foul on Andrew Harris.
Andrew Harris in their last game only attempted one shot for his team, did grab 6 rebounds, an assist, and a steal.
I remember he wasn't able to hit free throws. I believe he was 0 for 2 during that game.
And it looks like he heard us right there, Coach Anton. Harris making that free throw. But a turnover on the Redeemers, and once again, Coach, they're struggling to start off this game.
Well, you got to give credit to the defense of the Sentinels, making sure that it's going to be difficult for the Redeemers to even cross mid-court in this ball game.
Hipolito controls it, gives it Yambao. Target shooting, and he makes them pay. That's 2 3-pointers for Yambao in this first quarter.
Hitting his mark on both sides of their court. Yambao, one on the right corner, one on the left corner. Credit his teammates for giving those solid picks for him to get free and those parts of the court.
Lilio, this time forcing the issue and getting the foul drawn. And for this PPA-Redeemers squad, Coach Anton, they've had 2 main offensive weapons throughout this whole season. It's been Hernale and Lilio, followed up closely by, like you mentioned, the X factor, that inside presence that they're usually missing. Itong si Aribal.
That's Michael Aribal, our X factor, yet to make his presence felt in this ball game, along with his teammates.
31-3 is the score. Tan has it on that left side to Hipolito. Lob it up, it's a steal. But no, Ibanez couldn't control.
Missing that opportunity for a steal and at least a chance at a fast break. Try to get their transition game going, talking about the Redeemers.
Yambao, another one, he's got it, hits a 3.
Early in this ball game, Yambao making a strong case for best player of the ball game.
Yambao gives it Tolentino, free throw line jumper off to the left. The Redeemers get the board. Here comes Hernale. Shoots it anyway. That's off. Harris gives it Yambao. And wisely pulling it back with no numbers in his favor. Hipolito gives it Yambao. Tolentino to the middle to Tan. Elbow jumper. It's a miss. Nakuha ni Hernale. Here they come running. Joey leads it and then leaves it for Lilio. But he can't finish. Nonetheless, it's going to be a foul. So 2 free throws coming up for Jonathan.
Nice up fake for Lilio. Got his defender up in the air. Had a chance for a 3-point play. Just could not convert. Bit too strong off the glass for Lilio.
And Lilio has all 3 points of this PPA-Redeemers team.
And still has the 3 points as he misses that first free throw.
Could he make it 4? No. 16.4 seconds remaining in this opening period. Yambao gives it Tolentino. 8 seconds left. Tan all alone on the interior.
Nice pass by Tolentino.
Yambao almost gets a steal. A half-court heave. It doesn't matter. In this first quarter, it's been all the Bi-Sentinels. Just 1 field goal from the PPA-Redeemers at the end of the first 10 minutes of action. The score, 36-3. It's the Bi-Sentinels in full control at the end of our first. Take a look at some of the first quarter highlights, Coach Anton.
Sailing in, Chris De Lucas getting that foul and that bucket for that 3-point play opportunity. The Sentinels running away with this ball game, but Lilio, the lone bright spot for the Redeemers, hitting that 3-pointer with only 3 points for the Redeemers.
That's why the score, 36-3. The Bureau of Immigration are up against the PPA-Redeemers at the end of this first quarter.
J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform. J Project Clothing Shop, Premium Fabric. We customized, quality printing. Makers of quality uniform.
Back here at the SLA DOJ Interagency Secretaries Cup. Earlier today, head coach L.A. Tolentino of the Bi-Sentinels was humble enough to admit that their kryptonite last game was their overconfidence. At the time, sabi niya, the team felt invincible given their standing in the tournament, which eventually led to lack of communication and a higher tendency to make mistakes. Kaya naman papasok ng PACO Arena ngayon, this sense of awareness is their first step daw to ending their dry spell. All for now, Aaron and Coach Anton.
And the Bi-Sentinels did suffer their first loss in their last game, and today, more than bouncing back in this ball game. Pero tingnan natin the first quarter field goals, Coach Anton.
First quarter field goals, you have 15 out of 23 para dito sa Sentinels for a whopping or a hot shooting 65%. For the Redeemers naman, 1 out of 11, only 11 attempts for 9%.
And Coach Anton, you've been a player, you've been a coach. I'm sure there have been games where you were on the end of, kayo yung lamang at this point in time, pero may times din na kayo yung parang PPA-Redeemers. What do you tell your players? What do you tell each other when you're down this big?
I just trust the system. Keep doing what we do. Again, this is the sixth game for, or 7th game para dito sa Redeemers. And no doubt, they've been able to put points on the board. So, kaya-kaya naman nila yan. So, there shouldn't be any problem for them to be able to score and for them to be able to try and get back in this ball game.
And Aribal driving in, and a reach and foul is called.
Going back to what Flo said regarding overconfidence, prior to that loss, they were on a 4-game winning streak. Pagka ganyan talaga, you feel invincible eh. Kala mo wala nang makakatalo sa'yo. Everything is clicking. Sabay biglang, ayun. Anong masakit pa dun? one of the players, one of the key players of the defenders, hindi naglaro nun, ha? So talagang yung overconfidence was probably there for the Sentinels. And of course, we're talking about Reboroso. Kirk Reboroso was not able to play in that game, but para sa defenders, the other players did step up big.
And talagang when you're one of the unbeaten teams in the league, everyone just wants to go at you, di ba, Coach Anton?
May target ka. There's like a target on your back. Parang if you're the defending champion, it's the same thing. They all want to beat the defending champions.
As De Campong scoring in transition. Almost another steal, pero it's going to stay with the Redeemers. Right now, the score, 40-5. It's a 35-point lead. In the second quarter, we still got 7 minutes and 28.
There's going to be a substitution. That's Alvin Castillo. He got hit on the side of the head, the right side of his face during that steal. Papalit muna siya.
Hernale throws it off the opponent. And apologizing is Joey.
Playing the passing lanes. Itong si Bill De Campong.
A steal by the Sentinels. Here comes Galvez. Loses the ball and then gives it up. That's off. Galvez gets it back, steps back for three. That's no good. It's a steal once again. And the push shot is good.
Wilson Soriano picking up that loose ball, getting that floater to fall.
42-5. Hernale, pull up two, too strong. Rebounded by the Sentinels. Here they come. C, shovel pass. Soriano, no good. Aribal, a big rebound. Double team. Here come the Redeemers. Hernale leaves it inside. What a pass and what a shot.
Nice pass by Joey Hernale. Getting his teammates involved. JC Voluntad with the basket for a chance for a traditional three-point play.
And finally, the PPA-Redeemers stopping the bleeding for just a bit, but they can't make the free throw. Voluntad inside Aribal. One more chance for him and another and one for the Redeemers, courtesy of Michael Aribal.
Nice strong move, Michael Aribal. Again, the X factor we were talking about, Sabad na tumlok. Nothing he could do on that particular offensive rebound and stick back by Aribal.
And Michael Victor Aribal, in their last game in that loss, had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 blocks for the big man. Lob it up. It's a steal, Aribal. Lilio. Here they come. 4-on-2 fast break. Jonathan to Hernale with the inside hand shot, and he gets fouled.
Look at that veteran move by Joey Hernale. Yun ang tinatawag na kili-kili shot. Pinadaan sa ilalim.
And we've seen him do that a lot in the previous matchups, Coach.
That seems to be a favorite move of, I would say, veterans. No? Yung mga pasungkit, pasabit.
So siguro ginagawa mo rin yun, Coach, no? Pag naglalaro ka.
Hindi ako numi-layup eh. Pa-shooting-shooting lang ako.
Substitution coming in for the Sentinels. Pasok dito si Jaire Oliveros, replacing Galvez. Up top, and then to the corner, Lilio. Give it back for the three. It's short, but it stays with the Redeemers. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kaya naman, ibigin na natin yan to Miss Flo Del Agua for some information on Michael Aribal.
During the first quarter, Michael Aribal had to rest on the PPA bench as he nursed a bleeding nose bridge which he acquired in one of the earlier possessions. But seeing him on the hard court now, parang wala talagang makakapigil sa tao na to. In fact, kwento ng kanyang teammates, when he was fouled out last game, pwede naman siyang umuwi na at magpahinga. But he chose to stay with his team and motivate them from the bench with all his might. Your thoughts on that, Aaron and Coach Anton?
Really trying to motivate itong si Michael Aribal, no?
And that's a sign of a good teammate, not leaving your teammates behind, staying until the final buzzer. Pwede nga naman daw siyang umuwi at magpahinga, but instead choosing to stay with the team.
4 minutes and 20 seconds in this game, in the second quarter. 44-9 is the score. The hop step and the travel is called.
Can't take off and land on the same foot. You're going to get called for that infraction every single time. And it's one of those things na napauso yan a few years back. And then it looks really good when you think about it. It looks good. So sa mga barangay, sa mga liga-liga sa barangay, palaging ginagawa and they let it go because it's entertaining. But obviously, if you're in a different league, a more organized league, you are going to end up getting called for that traveling infraction every single time.
Yun yung mga sinasabi nila, Coach, yung mga zero step.
Well, the zero step, ano yan that's legal. That's under FIBA rules. Pero yung taking off and landing on the same foot, wala yan because you've already established a pivot foot and you can't move your pivot foot once you establish that. So that's basically illegal use of your illegal foot. So if you look at that, if you look that up sa FIBA rules natin, yan ang basic definition ng traveling.
Oh, but on the inside, two big bodies on the floor.
Fighting for that loose ball. And I see it here.
Two-pointer, it's short from the Redeemers. 46-9 is the score in the second quarter. Sinag nagbababa. Whips it around. Still no good. But an offensive foul is called on the interior.
This would be
and a
Michael
timeout.
Aribal.
Yep, and a timeout to be called by the PPA-Redeemers. Once again, the score 46-9 with 2 minutes and 50 in the second quarter. Coach Anton, let's check this out. In that last game, BI losing to PAO for their first loss in the tournament.
From start to finish, the PAO defenders, of course, getting that game, taking it to the Bi-Sentinels. 33% free throws para dito sa Sentinels, 68 for the defenders, 9 steals for the Sentinels, 13 for the defenders, 18 points from turnovers from the Sentinels, 22 for the defenders, 11 fast break points kontra 18 sa defenders. So talagang start to finish, stamping their class in that ball game were the defenders. Getting outclassed were the Sentinels.
And what really stands out to me in that game, Coach Anton, 6 out of 18 from the free throw line for the Bi-Sentinels.
And we always talk about it every coverage. The bare minimum is 50%. If you're gonna be if you're a player shooting free throws, your bare minimum is 1 out of 2 every trip down. It would be best, of course, if you get 2 out of 2, but 1 out of 2 is always going to be good. As a team, 50% should be the bare minimum, and you see it here, 33%. You're not going to win many ball games if you shoot free throws below 50%.
And yun na nga yung mga rules ni Coach Anton de los Reyes. So if you're gonna play under him, make sure na kalahati palagi yung free throws mo.
Kalahati yung free throws. Baka pagtapos ng isa, umalis na. Kalahati yung mako-convert.
But meanwhile, De Lucas, big body move.
Chris De Lucas using his muscle inside to be able to get those 2 points.
48-9 is the score. Oliveros gets called for the foul, and in the penalty already. So Hernale going to the line, and like we always mention on our previous broadcast, itong si Joey Hernale, the longest tenured player of the PPA-Redeemers.
And you were surprised to find out that he was 57 years old, right? Still playing this way. No, parang kahit ako, hindi ko kaya maglaro ng ganyan.
Coach, no, hindi nga siya nagpapasat. Kasi Coach Anton, pag nag-4 games, hirap na eh. Yun na daw yung max ni Coach Anton de los Reyes. Meanwhile, Jaire Oliveros connecting on the triple.
Pass was too strong. Jonathan Lillo could not corral that outlet pass.
51-11. It's a 40-point lead. 1 minute and 5. Give it up, Oliveros. Inside, De Lucas, the push shot. One more time, and they get it.
Again, lesson for the young players. You have to be able to get those offensive rebounds to give your team those extra possessions.
Hernale once again pushing the pace in transition. And he's going to be heading to the line once again.
And Joey Hernale in today's ball game, 2 points. Trying to add to that total. There you go, 3 points, a rebound, and a couple of assists for Joey Hernale.
Guzman, left side, Oliveros. He's wide open, and he makes them pay.
Oliveros now with 12 points in the ball game to go along with 3 rebounds and 3 assists.
Look at the step on the inside. Vitero. Here comes Hernale, 15 seconds left. Joey, open, Lilio. Hits nothing.
Everything but the bucket for Lilio.
But he makes up for it with the steal and the assist to Hernale. Ending this first half on a positive note, but they're down big time. And the Redeemers have a mountain to climb. 58-14 is the score. My goodness, Coach Anton, what a performance from the Bi-Sentinels.
Monumental task for the Redeemers to be able to come back, but credit the Sentinels making sure that they're going to have this sort of a bounce back game from that loss against the Defenders back in March 27th in Mandaluyong. We were the ones who were able to cover that game.
And the score is 58-14. So just like I mentioned, this PPA-Redeemers squad still have yet to get their first win in this tournament, and they're gonna need something big, a mountain to climb in this second half. Kaya naman, ibigay na natin to Miss Flo Del Agua for the first half leading scorer interview.
Kailangan nga mas paghandaan ng kanilang opponents ang Bi-Sentinels dahil 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals na kaagad ang na-contribute ng lalaki na ito. Beside me, a very familiar face, Chris De Lucas is our leading scorer. Sir Chris, we all know you experienced your first loss last game. Paano niyo po ipin-process yung pagkatalo na ito to come back stronger in this game?
Sa amin lang, ma'am, kasi sa akin, naniniwala ko sa ang pinakamagaling ng basketball player is yung may amnesia. So lahat yun ng mga nangyari sa past, dapat makalimutan namin in a snap. So yun ang ginagawa namin ngayon.
Another one, Sir Chris. Kanina, 20 pa lang yung lamang, naging 30, and now it's almost 40. Pero parang hindi po nagbabago yung speed ng laro ng Bi-Sentinels. In fact, you are still inside the court. Bakit po nagiging ganito pa rin ang performance ng inyong team?
Siguro we want to ma-practice namin yung chemistry namin. yung tiwala sa isa't isa kasi yun yung nag-lack last games namin.
Salamat, Sir Chris, at aabangan pa po namin ang performance nyo in the second half. Balik muna sa inyo, Aaron and Coach Anton.
Thanks for that, Flo. And that was Chris De Lucas of this Bi-Sentinels squad. And ang tumatak talaga sa akin doon, Coach Anton, amnesia yung sinabi niya. Forget the last game. He's on to their game right now.
And that's your next game mentality para dito sa kay Chris De Lucas.
We take a look at some of the second quarter highlights. Of course, the Bi-Sentinels are up 58-14. It's been just a blowout para sa kanila in the first 20 minutes of action.
All Sentinels, all defense, all three-pointers with a few coming from the Redeemers. But no doubt they're gonna try and bounce back in the second half.
And the score at the end of our first half, it's 58-14 in favor of the Bi-Sentinels.
The wait is over.
The most awaited PACO Photography Contest 2025 officially begins. Show us the roads, bridges, air and seaports, green energy, and technology that shape our economy. This contest is open to all Filipino photographers, professionals, and amateurs aged 16 and above. Big prizes to be given away.
100,000 pesos each for conventional category. 50,000 pesos each for mobile category. 50,000 pesos each for the drone category.
Photos must be taken anywhere in the Philippines from September 17th, 2024 to July 31st, 2025. Submission period is from February 1st to July 31st, 2025. This is your chance to showcase your skill by featuring Philippine infrastructure for economic development. For more info, visit www.pagcor.ph/photocon2025 or call 02-852-11542, local 1529 or 1530. Be updated. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Your shot, our future. PACO Photography Contest 2025.
The wait is over.
The most awaited PACO Photography Contest 2025 officially begins. Show us the roads, bridges, air and seaports, green energy, and technology that shape our economy. This contest is open to all Filipino photographers, professionals, and amateurs aged 16 and above. Big prizes to be given away.
100,000 pesos each for conventional category, 50,000 pesos each for mobile category, 50,000 pesos each for the drone category.
Photos must be taken anywhere in the Philippines from September 17th, 2024 to July 31st, 2025. Submission period is from February 1st to July 31st, 2025. This is your chance to showcase your skill by featuring Philippine infrastructure for economic development. For more info, visit www.pagcor.ph/photocon2025 or call 02-852-11542, local 1529 or 1530. Be updated. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Your shot, our future. PACO Photography Contest 2025.
Wala magpapasira ng laro. Tayo magpapasira ng laro dyan. Panalunin natin to. Go, go, go. Para sa atin yung game na to. Binibigyan na tayo ng chance ni Lord na para manalo dito. Panalunin na natin. Para sa atin, para sa parents, para kay Lord. Go, go, go. Defensively, everybody got your back. I really want you guys to talk there. Understood? We talk on defense, we keep it loud, we know each other have our back. On the rebound, everybody on the court. All right, everybody on the court. Amen. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah.
At kahit nga napaka-importante ng laro na ito, ganito kasipag ang ating mga players dahil sinamahan pa nila ako dito sa halftime interview. Here beside me are two players from both teams, Sir Joey Hernale ng PPA-Redeemers and Sir Jaira Oliveros mula sa Bi-Sentinels. Magandang gabi po sa inyong dalawa at salamat for joining me. Sir Joey, unahin ko na po kayo. Paulit-ulit po kami kanina na although nahihirapan po kayo makakuha ng panalo, grabe ang puso ng PPA-Redeemers. And speaking of PPA, 35 years na rin po kayo dito sa serbisyo. Maaari niyo po bang ibahagi sa ating mga kasinag kung gaano ka-life-changing to be part of this administration?
Unang-una, maraming salamat. This opportunity, nakapaglaro na kami ng basketball, yung pinakagusto namin laro. And definitely, yung nagkakaroon pa ng opportunity na ipaalam namin sa mga tao kung ano yung tungkol sa ahensya namin. I've been here for sa probation mga 35 years na, and sa trabaho namin talagang life-changing. Kasi ang inano natin dito, maraming success story sa administrasyon, sa mga kliyente namin. And sabi nga ng mga tumitingin, ang success, it depends on that person sa titingin. Kasi merong success kasi nagbago ang antas ng pamumuhay, nagkaroon sila ng trabaho. Success na itong mga tao na aming kliyente, hindi na sila nagkaroon ng kasong muli. Dito, sa ano nga namin nagkaroon ng opportunity ang clients namin makapag-abroad. Nakapagtrabaho na sila sa tulong din ng mga ahensyang kasama sa DOJ. Nagkakaroon kami kasi ang trabaho namin, we need linkages. It is an interagency cooperation. Hindi kami magsasucceed kung wala kaming linkages kasi ang probation, part ng pillars ng community criminal justice system na nasa community kami. Kailangan namin itong mga nakapalibot sa amin. Life-changing in a sense kasi kami rin nagbago ng pananaw. Napakahirap i-market ang taong nagkaroon ng stigma. Maski kami nung una, may takot, may ganito. Pero nung nakita namin sila na ito pala may karapatan, meron ding pagkakataon magbago. Marami pong nagbabago sa totoo lang. And ang kailangan lang nila is chance, Magpag-anuhan natin, bigyan natin sila ng pangalawang pagkakataon para makapagbago. And definitely, itong mga to, pag pinagkatiwalaan natin, tuloy-tuloy po ang pagbabago nito. Salamat po.
Sir Joey, kahit nga kailangan nyo pa pong makahabol sa second half on behalf of Sinag Liga Asya, malaki po o mataas ang paghanga namin sa mga nagagawa nyo off the court. Kaya deserve nyo pong batiin at pasalamatan ng mga sumusuporta sa PPA-Redeemers.
Maraming salamat po. Una-una, sabi nga namin sa administrator namin, si Atty. Benito Benitez Jr., ang aming regional director, si Lucy Ninette B. Rojas, yung mga kasama ko sa regional office ng PPA-NCR, sa lahat po ng men and women ng Parole and Probation Administration. Salamat po sa suporta. Mabuhay po kayo. Pagpatuloy niyo po ang pagtulong at pagbabago sa ating mga kliyente. Salamat po.
Salamat din po sa inyo, Sir Joey. Dumako naman tayo dito sa kabilang panig, Sir Jaira Oliveros, who is, by the way, celebrating, base po sa nakikita ko ngayon, parang 18th birthday yata ngayong araw. Sir Jaira, napakasimple lang po ng tanong ko, Birthday nyo nga po today. Pwede namang mag-celebrate, pwede sanang mag-absent sa laro na to. Pero anong pakiramdam na nandito po kayo ngayon, naglalaro sa SLA DOJ at ganito pa po ang lamang ng inyong team?
Una-una, masaya po dahil yun nga po na i-showcase namin yung talent namin dito sa Liga. Tapos ibibigay namin yung serbisyo namin hindi lang sa trabaho, maging dito sa court. At yun, papasalamat din kami sa coach namin na patuloy na nagbibigay sa amin ng advice at yun, na binibigyan kami lagi ng lakas ng loob para mapakita yung ano meron kami.
Sir Jaira, dahil nga po you are celebrating your birthday today, I'm sure marami po sa inyong nag-aabang sa ating live stream ngayon ng mga kapamilya at supporters ninyo. So this is your chance na pasalamatan po sila.
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa panibagong taon na binigay sa akin. At gayon din, Lord. At sa wife ko, nanonood dyan live, si Jenaline Oliveros. At maging sa family namin sa Batangas at Laguna, maging sa family namin sa airport sa Terminal 1. Yun lang po. At kay Atty. Chris, maraming salamat din po.
Salamat po, Sir Jaira, at happy birthday po muli sa inyo. At salamat din, Sir Joey. Good luck po for the both teams sa papasok na second half. Pero pagkwentuhan muna natin ang mga nangyari noong first half mula dito kina Aaron and Coach Anton.
Thanks for that, Flo. At the end of our first 20 minutes of action, the score 58-14 in favor of the Bi-Sentinels against the winless PPA-Redeemers. Checking out some of the halftime highlights brought to you by Hotel 101 Global. It's been a one-sided affair in that first half, Coach Anton.
But this one, Michael Aribal getting that rebound, getting that end one play to go. And you see your fast break points para dito sa Sentinels, clicking on all cylinders are their offense, but not to be outdone. Joey Hernandez giving it to Lilio, adding in those 2 points. But Yambao, De Lucas, and company making sure that they're going to run away with this ball game.
And let's check out the halftime stats. Coach Anton, what stands out to you the most dito?
Look at the field goals, 59%, 25 out of 42 para dito sa Bureau of Immigration, and the rebounds 29 to 15. Turnovers, taking care of the ball very well ang Immigration, only 6 turnovers compared to 17 for Parole and Probation Administration. 28 points from turnovers for the Bureau of Immigration, only 2 for PPA.
And that full court press of the Bi-Sentinels really working wonders for them. Kaya naman tingnan natin the leading scorers in that first half.
Bureau of Immigration has Oliveros with 12, Chris De Lucas, Yambao with 9 apiece, Vitero with 6. Para naman sa PPA, you have Hernale, Lilio with 5, Aribal and Voluntad with 2 apiece.
And they're gonna need a lot more scoring from the PPA-Redeemers, only making 5 shots in that first half. Who will it come from? Will it be Aribal? Will it be Lilio? Or will it be Hernale? The second half of action has just begun. Aaron D, joined by Coach Anton de los Reyes as my analyst, and Miss Flo Del Agua on the sidelines as our CSR. Yambao opens it up with a 3-pointer. It's a miss. They get it back. It's a steal, Ibanez. Here comes Lilio. Ibanez losing that ball, going for a barrel roll. And then it goes back the way of the Sentinels.
Trying to recover that ball, Ibanez not able to stay up on his feet and getting called for that traveling infraction.
Andrew Harris gives it. Yambao open tray. He's got it. It's a 3.
Again, Yambao with 12 points. Those points coming off of 3-pointers.
And Coach Anton, I just love the patience of Yambao. You see, he doesn't force it. Earlier in that first quarter or second quarter, nakita natin he made 2 3-pointers in a row. Open na siya. He could have taken a pretty contested shot, pero hindi niya pinipilit.
And that's what happens. That's why he has 12 points in this ballgame. We talked about it, making a strong case for our best player of the game is Raymond Yambao.
Meanwhile, Concepcion hanging in the air and finishing.
Jeffrey Concepcion, something that they're going to need a lot of, those points inside.
Tan penetrates and then it's stolen. Hernale leading that break. Bounce it. Hipolito intercepts. Gives it Tolentino. 3-on-1 fast break. Tan finishes.
Nice sharing of the leather. 3-on-1 fast break. Run to perfection by the Sentinels.
Lilio. Give it up. Ibanez. Give it back to Lilio. And it's a turnover.
The pass was too strong and too low for Jonathan Lilio to handle.
Checking out Coach Freddy Aquino. Was on your screens earlier.
That was cool na cool, no? Coach Freddy. You don't see him getting angry. No signs of panic.
Right now the score is 63-16. Concepcion against Harris. Takes it inside. But it looks like it was tapped from behind by Hipolito.
How about that mid-air collision from Jeffrey Concepcion and Andrew Harris?
Those are 2 big bodies colliding mid-air. Tingnan natin the lakas move of the quarter, brought to you by PACO. Tan finishing the 3-on-1 fast break.
That's Khalil Tan.
Give it up. Ibanez open 2. Rebounded Hipolito, and he gets fouled by Lilio.
Open shot, just couldn't knock it down. And Lilio had to give up that foul just to be able to stop yung offense nitong Sentinels.
6 minutes and 53 seconds. Hipolito, they're leaving him open. Instead, it's to Yambao. Hipolito with the footwork. No good. Then a battle for that loose ball. It's going to be on Andrew Harris, but interesting to see, Coach Anton, that They're just letting Hipolito shoot. It looks like they're giving him that Ben Simmons defense.
It's like they're daring him to take that three-point shot. But Hipolito still electing to go inside. Maybe something that they have found that they could exploit, talking about the outside shooting of Nino Hipolito.
And Hipolito in their last game was 2 out of 8 from the three-point line.
Well, there you go. So that's a big reason why they're leaving him open sa three-point area.
But you can't leave this guy open. No, Hipolito. Target shooting. In and out. Hernale gets it. Here come the Redeemers. Joey gets hit on the way up and is going to the line for 2 free throws.
Fearless is Joey Hernale going inside to get the 2 points, getting a foul in the process. And that's what happens when you attack the basket. You are going to get those fouls, a chance to stop the clock and try to get closer to the ball game.
And Joey Hernale, the bonus free throw, gets it to go. Right now the score 63-18 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds in this third quarter. Nino penetrates and then kicks it. Tolentino. That's off. Rebounded Aribal. Ibanez going inside against 3. Leaves it for Hernale. Rejected by Tolentino.
Nice defense by the Sentinels, holding their ground inside and not allowing those inside points.
Nino gives it up. Harris inside. Still can't get it.
For a moment, I thought Andrew Harris was going to jam that ball.
And could we see our first slam dunk in this SLA DOJ Interagency Cup? Yambawa, baseline. Stolen by Ibanez. Lilio's running. He's against Hipolito. Oh, but he misses the gimme. Hipolito.
Sorry, miss for Jonathan Lilio.
Inside Tan. Give it up, Harris. One-hander. It's too strong. Lilio slows down and then goes in. Harris just taps that ball away. Hipolito naman. Bullet feed inside. Intercepted, but it's going to stay with them.
Trying to hit Khalil Tan on that cut. But Junjun Ibanez, nice court awareness, able to disrupt that pass from Nino Hipolito.
C all alone. Give it up, Galvez. Too strong. They get it back one more time. Here comes C. Open jumper. It's in. Excuse me, that's So.
Sidney So getting that short stab to fall. And you see the intensity of the Sentinels still there, making sure that they're not going to let up on offense and on defense.
The Sentinels missing that layup. Aribal. Stolen from behind. Soriano gets it. Fast break, Galvez. Another turnover. Here comes Lilio. Leave it for Joey. Rejected by De Campong.
Bill De Campong timing that block perfectly on Joey Galvez. We all thought that was going to be an easy shot. Easy 2 points for Joey Hernale, but not on Bill De Campong's watch.
Lilio, it's a miss. Hernale 2-pointer. That's short. But it's going to stay with the Redeemers.
Sidney So and Bill De Campong fighting for that defensive rebound. Di nagkaamuyan.
As the PPA-Redeemers want a timeout to score 65-18 with less than 3 minutes in this third quarter. And let's talk about Nino Antonio Hipolito in their last game, Coach Anton.
12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Nice stat line from Nino Hipolito. Today's game, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists.
And right on cue, Miss Flo Del Agua with some extra information on Nino Hipolito of the Bi-Sentinels.
Thank you, Aaron and Coach Anton. Kwento ni Nino Hipolito, ang kagandahan daw sa team ng Sentinels, walang sisihan and they all took accountability for that loss. From that, Nino maintained na kapag nakakaranas daw ang tao ng pagbaba, dodoble ang kagustuhan niyang umangat. At iyan mismo ang rason kung bakit ganito kalaki ang lamang ng Sentinels. It is that fire that's ignited within them. Your comments, gentlemen.
And leaving a bad taste in the mouth of the Bi-Sentinels in that last loss versus the Pound Defenders. What a performance from them today against the Redeemers.
Total domination we're seeing from the Sentinels. Bounce back game ang kanilang ipinapamalas ngayong hapon.
A steal by BI. Give it up to So. Bounce it, Soriano, open layup.
Just like clockwork, parang nagra-round robin lang sa opensa itong Sentinels at this point.
And are we starting to see a lack of energy from this PPA-Redeemers squad, Coach Anton? Looks like kahit dun sa mga closeout nila, dun sa mga fast break, defense nila, hindi na sila masyadong humahabol.
Well, it is tough, no? 71-18 is our score. It is a bit demoralizing to see the points that you have on the scoreboard just reading 18 points.
9 seconds on the shot clock. Aribal tries the 3. Rebounded on the inside. But a travel is called. That's on Saba, the tumlok.
And they were saying and requesting there was a foul. Tinatapik na daw sa braso si Saba the tumlok.
Galvez with a steal. 3-on-0 fast break. Soriano all the way for 2. And you see that, Coach, wala nang bumaba doon na PPA-Redeemers.
So again, it is quite demoralizing to see this type of score in our ball game. 73-18. Nothing going right for the Redeemers.
And check this out, Wilson Soriano with the lakas moment of the quarter, brought to you by PACO.
Walk in the park layup for Soriano.
And literally, Coach Anton, his teammates trailing him on that play.
Panigurado lang yun. It's always good to have your teammates trail. In case you miss, there's going to be that offensive rebound and that fast break opportunity or that transition offense won't be for nothing.
Balagot 0 out of 2 on that trip. Galvez naman. Lob it up inside. De Campong. That's short. One more chance for him, and this time he gets it. Forward pass, So. Taps it. Galvez saves it. Balagot. That's a block. Give it up, Soriano. Floats it up high, Aribal. And a jump ball going to be called. And going back the way of the Redeemers.
A missed opportunity there to add to this lead. That's Wilson Soriano missing on that short jumper.
75-18. 35 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Hernale. It's a steal. Soriano once again. All alone for the deuce.
And the defense, para dito Sentinels, impeccable in this third quarter. And this whole game, getting those steals, interceptions, those blocks, basically deflecting every pass that the Redeemers throw at their teammates.
And once again, another travel is called. De Campong can't get that shot in due to that travel. 9 seconds remaining here in our third period. Aribal. Pass it, Hernale. Handoff. That's off. And at the end of our first 30 minutes of action, the score 77-18. The Bi-Sentinels not slowing down anytime soon. Still having the lead. Checking out some of the third quarter highlights, Coach.
You have there Yambao continuing that three-point party. On the other end, you have Concepcion trying desperately to get his team points on the board. Khalil Tan, of course, joining the cause. Sydney So also coming in. Wilson Soriano joining the party. Basically, all the players para dito sa Sentinels scoring for them.
And they're having fun right now with a whopping 77-18 lead over the PPA-Redeemers at the end of our third quarter. And we would like to thank Okada Manila. Maraming salamat po to Okada Manila, one of our sponsors here at Sinag Liga Asya. And Coach Anton, let's check this out. No answer to the rampage as PPA losing yet another game, this time to the OSG Patriots.
And that was the game last game day. We were able to cover that game. The Redeemers, 32% from the free throw area. Para naman dito sa Patriots, 56%. 42 rebounds for the Redeemers, 54 for the Patriots, 17 assists for the Redeemers, and 21 para sa Patriots. And the points in the paint, again, dominated by the Patriots with 36 laban sa 26 ng Redeemers.
Same old story para dito sa PPA-Redeemers. And right now, they have a mountain to climb. Tingnan natin our quarter scoring, Coach Anton.
36 for the first quarter para sa Sentinels, 3 for the Redeemers on the second quarter, 22 for the Sentinels, 11 for the Redeemers, and in the third, at 19 for the Sentinels, 4 for the Redeemers.
And really a struggle for the Redeemers in that first quarter, only scoring 3 points. Courtesy of Lilio.
And what's tough is that the third quarter, they only scored 4. Medyo naka-warm up ka na nun. Pero nahirapan ka pa rin pumunto. So ito namang Sentinels really not letting up. Looking to break that century mark or that 100-point mark in our ball game.
And the Sentinels not stopping anytime soon. Guzman with the deuce.
What a shot. I thought that wasn't going to go anywhere, but Guzman finding a way.
And Coach, it's interesting to see na start ng fourth quarter natin, 81-18 is the score. The Bi-Sentinels still starting with a full court press.
Well, they're obviously practicing. This is basically what they're doing. As a head coach, as a coach, that's what I would do. I would tell them, let's practice. Let's treat this as a practice game. Since we are up big anyways, might as well run what we normally run. Let's try to perfect our full court press and other defensive sets. Kasi hindi alam ng kabilang team yan eh. So at least ngayon, para kayong nag-ensayo. Hindi, ang problema nga lang, or ang difference nga lang, isang kalaban nyo, hindi yung mga kakampi mo. So hindi nila alam, and you'll see the reactions, and no doubt they can go ahead and review it on tape if they have their viewing sessions, or if they have those sort of things, or if it's for the coach, no, ma-re-review niya na, oh, ito pala yung nangyari, ito yung ginawa natin na tama, ito yung ituloy lang ng ituloy natin.
And I would assume na it's a lot harder to get these players to practice together kasi nga, Nagtatrabaho na sila. They have families at home, no? So,
May tawag tayo dyan di ba? Tawang-tawa nga si Flo dun sa tawag natin pag hindi student athlete, working athlete.
ayun, no? Working
Working
athlete.
athlete, tawang-tawa siya dyan eh.
So, some really important reps para sa kanila ngayon, no, Coach?
Yes, indeed. All important reps. And every time you have a game against players other than your teammates, bonus na bonus talaga yan.
And a bonus indeed, as Miss Flo Delago has some information on Joey Hernale of the PPA-Redeemers. Go ahead, Flo.
Before entering the last period, mataas ang mga emosyon sa huddle ng PPA dahil hindi daw talaga sila makaporma. However, their veteran Joey Hernale was quick to oppose his teammates by saying, hanapan natin ang kombinasyon at gawan natin ng paraan as they recognize na sa laro na to, hindi lang BI ang kanilang kalaban, kundi pati ang kanilang mga sarili. All for now, Aaron and Coach Anton.
And that's a big one para sa kanila under Joey Hernale, but a timeout is going to be called here. Once again, it's the PPA-Redeemers wanting to talk things over. The score, 87-21 with 6 minutes and 38 in this fourth quarter. And of course, we would like to tell everyone to go ahead, hit that like and follow button on our social media pages at Sinag Liga Asya. Pati na rin on our YouTube and TikTok pages at Sinag Liga TV. As we look at the lakas move of the quarter brought to you by PACO. On the inside, once again, it's the Bi-Sentinels scoring and getting their way in this fourth quarter.
RB Vitero, strong move to the basket, getting that bump, the hoop, the harm, with a chance for more for RB Vitero.
And Vitero sinking that bonus free throw.
More indeed for Vitero and the Sentinels.
Joey going in, and then he goes out. Lilio, heavily contested. Here they come, Guzman. Full head of steam down the court, and he lays it up and in.
Nice finger roll by RV de Guzman. Getting Merwin Guzman, with that finger roll. Akala natin kakapos pa dun but it trickles in.
Take a look at that one more time. Rolling in para kay Guzman, and with that score, the Bi-Sentinels just 10 points away from 100. Another steal. Guzman, defense to offense. No! This time he misses it. Oliveros can't get it. De Campong, give and go inside. But a foul is called.
That's going to be on Neil Jimenez. How about those offensive rebounds and the sharing of the rock being shown by the Sentinels? They may have missed that fast break opportunity, pero yung trailer nandun. 3 players able to trail for the Sentinels to get those offensive rebounds.
And 2-man substitution coming in for the Bi-Sentinels. Sidney So and Galvez to enter. And I'm just really loving the energy of this Bi-Sentinel squad, Coach Anton. Tinan mo, running for those loose balls, for those steals, all of those defensive plays, they're not stopping.
Well, syempre gana na yan, no? Because of the fact that you have such a big lead. The confidence is at an all-time high. You feel like you can do anything in whatever you want, as you have been during the whole ball game. So, yung energy is there for sure, and manamang masarap ang dinner kasi nila. Panalo eh.
Tama, no, Coach Anton?
Team dinner ang datingan.
Mamaya kaya, no, Coach? Saan tayo magdi-dinner after
Hindi natin alam. Siguro magandang tanong dyan si Direct Bill.
Yun. Mamaya, no, mapapag-usapan natin yan. But for the
Bulalo.
yun, no, Bulalo, malapit lang dito sa PACO Arena.
lang daw yun eh, oo.
We still have 2 games after this, though. So, this is our first game of this triple header. Our next one happening at 6 p.m. and our final one at 8 p.m. So, abangan nyo lang yan, mga kasinag. De Campong offensive board to the score. Lelio has it. It's tapped. Sydney gets it. Perfect pass, but no. Galvez can't receive that.
Would have been a touchdown had Galvez had he been able to collar that pass.
Ibanez double teamed. And a foul is called. Looks like it's going to be on De Campong.
So with 4 minutes and change remaining, it's going to be free throws para dito sa Redeemers as the Sentinels are already at the limit.
Ibanez on the free throw line. And also exerting good effort itong si Ibanez in this game despite his team being down big time.
We're talking about Ibanez, 3 rebounds, an assist to his name.
Another score on the interior. This time it's Jaire Oliveros. Joey going to the left. He fakes it and then loses it. Galvez in a foot race with Lelio. Gets it tapped and a turnover from the Sentinels.
The ball is going to go back to the Redeemers.
PPA want another timeout. 96-21 with 3 minutes and 33 seconds in this fourth quarter. And let's check it out, Coach Anton, the team standings in our tournament so far in this DOJ Interagency Cup 2025.
And you see there at top of our standings, the Bucor Safekeepers 6-0, PAO Defenders at 4-1. Nakikita naman natin na kasama nila doon ang Bi-Sentinels 4-1 and Bi Sharpshooters. Yun naman ang nasa 5-2. And rounding out yung ating mga teams at the bottom, you have the Office of the Solicitor General at 1-5 at itong PPA-Redeemers at 0-6.
PPA still searching for that lone win. Meanwhile, this Bi-Sentinels team, they were perfect before their previous one. This time around, they're gonna get another win. Bernale can't get it. And with the loss today, that moves this PPA squad to 0-7. So what a tough tournament for them so far.
They're going to have to regroup. They're going to have to be able to come up with some better offense, better defense, better everything all around if they want to secure that first win in our tournament.
Rebounded by the Bi-Sentinels. Sydney saw Euro step inside, but he can't get the open layup. De Campong interception. Offhand layup, it's in.
So just going through the motions, talking about etong Sentinels in our ball game.
Last 2 minutes to go. That tumlok is going inside. It's off. Aribal to Joey, bullet feed. Ibanez can't hit the open jumper. Lob it. Datumlok. Open layup.
And again, we talked about it, just going through the motions. Itong Bi-Sentinels securing this win and bouncing back from that loss against the defenders.
Fast break opportunity. Galvez once again. Coach Anton, I'm gonna have to put you on the spot here. If you were to give me one thing that this PPA-Redeemers squad just needs to improve, and yun talaga yung nakikita mo na glaring spot on their team, what do they need?
Just better ball handling. They need to be able to practice how to break yung mga press so that they can get it to the front court. And once they get it to the front court, you know, better execution. Make sure you get your big men involved. Make sure you get those open shots. Run as much as possible. Run as much as you can on offense to be able to get those opportunities.
And that's actually where they were able to make their comeback in their last game when they started to run and get out in transition versus OSG. Weren't able to do a lot of that today for the Redeemers, and actually it was quite the opposite as this Bi-Sentinels team. They ran at every chance they got.
Well, you know, you got to give credit to the Sentinels as well. You know, their lineup, it is, I wouldn't say far more superior, but if you look at it, they have the materials that to be able to compete in the tournament. For the Redeemers, there's really no quick solution at this point. They could go and look further down the road, maybe the next tournament wherein they can have key pieces added to this lineup to be able to make it competitive.
And definitely they're going to be looking to add some key pieces. Aribal, one of the key pieces of this team on the free throw line. But his team is down 100 to 22. Just a giant lead right now. And the Sentinels, are they even going to try and attempt on this last shot? They get a steal. And the foul is called, a last-second foul. It's going to be Balagot heading to the line for the Redeemers. You can see Joey Hernal nakikipagkamayan na dun sa team ng Bi-Sentinels. Balagot just trying to cut that lead. Down by just a bit, 23 ang score nga nila ngayon against the 100.
It's Jordanesque, if you ask me. 23, di ba?
And they leave it at 23. No, Ibanez. Aribal loses it. And after 40 minutes of action, the score 100 to 23. Could you believe it? The Bi-Sentinels definitely redeeming themselves after that loss against the PPA-Redeemers in this tournament. My goodness, this is probably the biggest lead so far in our tournament in SLA DOJ Interagency Cup. And what a game from the Bi-Sentinels, Coach Anton.
77-point lead, total domination being shown by the Sentinels. Great bounce back win off of that defeat in their last game for the Sentinels.
And only 23 points for the PPA-Redeemers. Still searching for their first win, but what a tough one as they fall to 0-7. And joining Flo Del Agua, the best player of the game. So go ahead, Flo, take it away.
Tama kayo dyan. Our SLA DOJ PACO Best Player of the Game is our birthday boy for this match with 16 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Congratulations at happy birthday muli, Sir Jaira Oliveros. Successful nga ang naging bounce back nyo ngayon dahil nakabawi kayo from that loss. Ano pong masasabi nyo sa nilaro ng Bi-Sentinels ngayong araw?
Unang-una, sunod lang kami sa sistema ni Coach. Tapos isang malaking motivation namin yung pagkatalo namin sa previous na laro namin. Tsaka yun, binigyan ni Coach ng opportunity kaya huwag natin sayangin yung opportunity na ipakita natin yung talent natin. Tsaka yun, tiwala sa team, yun, importante.
Sir Jaira, hindi nyo nga rin po sinayang yung opportunity na makapaglaro ngayon even though pwede naman nga po kayong mag-celebrate at magpakaliwaliw sa inyong birthday. Kaya matanong ko lang po sa inyo, ano naman pong birthday wish nyo ngayong taon?
Siyempre, una-una, good health sa lahat, sa family, sa mga kaibigan, pati sa financial, yung sa financial na pangangailan, tsaka yun, sa overall, sa career, yun lang.
Salamat, Sir Jaira. Sinuportahan nga po kayo ng inyong partner dito sa PACO Arena pero baka meron pa po kayong gustong batiin at pasalamatan sa mga kapamilya mo.
Una-una, thank you kay Lord sa talent tsaka sa strength, tsaka po sa family namin mag-asawa, both side namin, sa family sa Batangas, Laguna, gaya din sa family namin Terminal 1, 3, tsaka sa main, kay Commissioner, kay Attorney Chris, kay Terminal Head ng Terminal 1, kay Sir Atan, coach namin, tsaka sa assistant coach, kay Sir L.A. Tolentino, at tsaka kay assistant coach Tonton, at kay Sir Johan Bautista.
Congratulations to you, Sir Jaira, and the rest of the Bi-Sentinels. And here are Aaron, Coach Anton to conclude our first match today.
And what a game from the Bi-Sentinels and the PACO Best Player of the Game, Jaire Oliveros. A real birthday performance coming from him. And Coach Anton, any final thoughts after our first game of this triple header?
Again, great bounce back game, total domination by the Sentinels. Looks like they're on the right track again. And again, happy birthday to Jaire Oliveros.
What a game coming from the birthday boy. Meanwhile, the PPA-Redeemers falling to 0-7 in this tournament. Taking a look at our game up next, it's the LR8 Titulados versus the Bucor Safekeepers, still unbeaten in this tournament, happening in just a few. Kaya naman, still stick around as we still have 2 more games coming up here in the DOJ Interagency Cup live from the PACO Arena.